the story of Omolu is that Nana, his biological mom, was really old. She was married to Oshala, and as she was really old, she came to Orumila, the diviner, and asked him if she could have kids, that she wanted to have more kids. He was saying, like, aren't you done? You're very old. This doesn't really make sense. And she's like, no, I really want kids. I really want kids right now. He divined and he said that it was in her destiny. She got her wish, and when she gave birth to 2 children. When she picked up Omolu and looked at his face, she was horrified how ugly he was. He was covered in boils. And then she saw her other son, and her son was so beautiful. And the second that she touched to pick up Oshumare, his brother, according to this version, he just turned into a snake and just vanished. She wasn't able to have him. And she looked back at her son. He was so, she said, feyu, so ugly, that she ended up taking him to the ocean, and she put him on the rocks. And she said, I know that somebody is going to come and take care of you. As she left, and she said, I'm never going to come back here again, the ocean started coming, the tide started coming, and there's this image of Yemanja lifting him. And she looked at him and she's like, oh my God, thank you. What a gift I got for this beautiful baby. Because he was screaming. He was alone. He was hungry. He was screaming. So Yemanja took him and started giving him, washing to the shore, all this fruit and food for him. And as he grew to be a young boy, he saw that his mom is like, fish, like half fish, half food. A lot of times Yemanja is represented by the mermaid. He asked, are you my mom? Are you really my mom? She's like, yes, I'm your mom. And he's like, this woman is not my mom. So he went out and started looking for his real mom. And as he walked among people, looking, this woman, his mom came in human form, saw him, lifted him up, and she's like, oh my God, I've been looking for you all my life. I'm never gonna let you go. So it said that she put some stuff on his feet to kind of like make sure that she always hears where he's going. And she kept him. And as he grew, he came up with these boils on his body, and they went away, and it opens up and he ran away. So she covered him with this raffia, with the costume that you see. And she was a beautiful lady in that form. And then she came like walking in the market. The people of the village were really confused. She's like, I don't understand. This woman is so beautiful, so chic, as they say in Portuguese. She's so like chic. How come her son is always covered? And back in the day, like the idea is like of a small community. They were like, how come this is happening? And they went and they asked. They said, this is okay to ask her like what's going on with her kid. And then they came to her and she's like, ma'am, we really want to know something. Can we ask you? And she's like, yes, of course. And they asked like, why is your son always covered with all this like stuff? Why are you covering him so you could only see his hands and his feet and sometimes his eyes through the... And she said, because my son is the most beautiful kid in the world. And they're like, he's the most beautiful kid in the world? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, do you mind showing him to us? She's like, yeah, of course. And she opens up the raffia, and the sun was beating so strong that it looked like her son was like, his face was made out of gold. He was just like glistening. And they were like, like, wow, your son is the most beautiful kid we ever seen in the world. And that's how the story ends. There's also a really beautiful part that she mentioned, this teacher of mine, of how when Yemanja lifted this kid up and like said, oh, what a gift I got, that moment, her breasts got full of milk. And as the kid drank so much of it and it fell through his body to the floor, that became the foam of the ocean. So when we see the foam of the ocean, that's a remembrance of that. So beautiful. Makes me emotional. Anyway, so that elder of mine, when she tells the story, she tells kids, she's like, what do you learn from that? And she says, you know, you learn from that a mom cannot really at any point of her life really desert her son, her kid. And when a mom, she said that the reason why the whole village saw the beauty of that kid is because the mom saw the beauty of that kid. And she also mentioned the lesson is of the world see the beauty that a kid comes from at home. If a kid knows that his home looks at him as beautiful, the world sees him as beautiful, you know?
Well, I guess I was just kind of stuck on that because I was like confused that she was saying, I've been looking for you. And I was just kind of like, well, yeah.
You're the one that left me. I think that's also a very universal idea of like, you know, you desert certain things, and this doesn't have to be with kids. You leave certain things in a certain part of your life thinking that you can handle the loss throughout the rest of your life. So I'm sure all of us, even if it's not a kid, you know, left a job thinking, oh, I'll find another thing that is, or left like a partner, they were like, I can do better, you know? And then you realize, you know, that you actually have been looking, you leave home. How universal is that? You can't get away soon enough as you hit 18 to get the furthest away from your family and your home. Yet when you reach a certain age, you realize you look for that all your life. All your life you look for that meal, that sense of family, that you search for that all your life. So I feel like even that contradiction is something very universal.